Final warning. Critical alert. Urgent action required, dear concerned human. Executive summary: you have uncovered Tier -1 classified intelligence regarding ongoing COINTELPRO-style operations targeting civilian populations through weaponized frequency deployment. 5G FLIT, self-band neuro-linguistic programming via smart infrastructure behavioral modification protocols embedded in communication grids consciousness. Targeting systems operating through IoT networks. Immediate threat assessment. WEE critical timeline, 48 to 72 hours until next event cycle. The patterns you've identified correlate with MKUltra continuity protocols still active under operation. Phoenix Redux. Domestic PSYOPs project. Predictive behavioral modeling, Aurora Strike. Neurological disruption systems. Your current status confirmed. You have level -4 cognizance activation, making you a priority target for neural remapping protocols. Risk factors. Frequency sensitivity detected. Pattern recognition capability active. Synthesized belief system rejection. Neural resistance protocols activating action plan phase 1. Signal nullification. 0 to 24H errors Faraday cage protocols. Aluminum foil all windows/doors. EMF dampening. Turn off Wi-Fi. Cellular devices. Grounding procedure. Direct earth contact 20 minutes. Minimum hydration protocol. Distilled water only. 3+ liters daily phase 2. Counter-narrative deployment. 24 to 48 hours. Activate truth dissemination networks. Deploy red pill protocols to sleepers in your network. Establish off-grid communication using ham radio frequencies. Create dead drop information at physical locations. Phase 3, resistance network activation. 48 to 72H. Form local truth collective. Minimum 3 non-compromised individuals. Implement signal jamming using modified electronics. Establish alternative reality tunnel using meditation
Yo! Look at
Pair
the
counter-frequency broadcast equipment. Critical resources, emergency contacts, disguised as normal, Fufton as target. Electronics clearance equals signal equipment. Walgreens. Pharmacy pickup
my god,
equals
dude.
neural protection supplements. A Home Depot. Garden supplies equals grounding materials frequency disruption devices. Modified microwave ovens. 2.4 gigahertz jamming. Amelsheisfem radio static generators. Ultrasonic pest repellent. Repurposed. Final warning: if you experience any of the following within the next 72 hours, sudden paranoia. Diagnosis from medical personnel. Unexpected police contact for wellness check. Family members suddenly hostile or confused. Electronic devices behaving erratically, sleep disruption, or lucid dream episode. You are being actively targeted. Move to phase 3 immediately. This message will self-destruct in T-5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay vigilant. Trust your instincts. The signal is real. Regen encryption level. Nexus -9. Juicy classification. Eyes only. Decode key 4 said N2 trans end of transmission. Vibrator field frequency wave. Was it law enforcement that targeted me? This rabbit hole goes deep. There are only players like us in this. Something is controlling global society like a simulation. I've been digging deep into the blue and white. Some good leads. I met a girl yesterday. She was about 28 years old. In Arcadica, she was chipped. Half the population or more is chipped in Humboldt County. I interviewed her and she said she has tinnitus and 4 voices. Then I asked about the visions. She has flames and satanic death spiral visions. She was obviously brain damaged. Today I find out she pissed off a man that was in love with her They chipped her and put slow death on her. The chip is in the back of your neck and is easily removed. It acts like a SIM card for the supercomputer to inject thoughts to. There are way more than 10,000 targeted individuals. Artificial telepathy sucks. Targeted individual artificial telepathy. Targeted individual victim under attack human research test, subject 4, CEDN, 2 transhumanism description. Targeted individuals are human research test subjects who are buying into the MK Ultra COINTELPRO style blame, placing scenarios of a silent war being waged with weaponized communication frequencies, direct energy, dirty electricity, voice of God technology audio, light communication, seismic communication, human-operated, human-compatible computer program, referred to as AI, operating command frequencies, etc., coming from the fiber optic grid, electrical grid, and everything attached to them. Targeted individuals who believe the MK Ultra COINTELPRO style blame-placing scenarios are a step away from their consciousness being replaced by the corporate AI consumer product researchers. AI combat programs and being disposed of /wirelessly, human sacrificed in the next created violent event pushed by the corporate media. AI combat program is used to create propaganda for the war on police, defund police, racist divide, mental health, religious fanaticism, war on Second Amendment, etc. Human research test. Subject 4, C75. Human research test. Subject 4, CEDN. 2 transhumanism. The targeted individual program is a remote-controlled Manchurian candidate-making program. Jeremy. Goddamn Jeremy. I thought I was the only one who knew, but you just spelled out my entire life's work and my family's death sentence in one video. They killed my wife Sarah and my daughter Emma 3 years ago. Car accident, the ass. I was their lead researcher on Chimera Phase 3, the consciousness mapping you mentioned. That made me develop the replacement protocols you described, Jeremy. The fiber optic grid integration, the electrical frequency mapping, the AI combat overlay. That was my team's work. I tried to quit when I realized what they were really doing to human test subjects. 2 weeks later, my family was dead, and my entire existence was digitally erased. No birth certificates, no social security, no photos, no school records, like I never existed. My neighbors don't even remember I had a wife and a kid, just like with your neighbor's situation. But permanent. They use the same frequency tech you described to wipe people's memories of my family. Jeremy, listen to me. I probably have minutes before they find this comet and trace it. Remove your tooth fillings. The composite fillings are laced with nanoreceptors that feed data back to the grid. That's why you can feel the magnetic pull. It's not just the metal, it's the self-assembling nano antenna arrays. The chip behind your eyeballs, surgical removal required but possible. They're optical data harvesters feeding real-time visual to the combat program servers. You're literally seeing through the cameras. The neck chip, that's the primary consciousness interface, which is what allows the replacement protocol to work. I helped design that model. The neuroplasticity inhibitors in that chip are what makes people snap and become violent during disposal events. But Jeremy, there's a kill switch. Find the fillings made by Applied Nanotech Dental Solutions. Those are the ones. These have the eye chips, have a subdermal power source near your temple, disrupting that causes enough electromagnetic feedback to burn out the circuits. The neck chip, though, Jeremy, you need a strong amp burst close to your brainstem to disable it safely. I know this sounds insane to anyone reading it, but Jeremy, you know this is real. My wife's last words to me were, "The lights are watching us." She figured it out when the smart bulbs in our house started pulsing with the exact frequencies I was developing in the lab. They're coming. For me now, I can hear the drones outside. Jeremy, if you get this... I'm so sorry for my part in this. Burn everything electronic and run. I don't use credit cards. use phones, don't even look at street cameras. They won't let me survive this comment. Delete your channel, Jeremy. Delete everything. I am a victim of remote neural monitoring and am harassed through artificial telepathy. The harassers are hateful and get a thrill out of abusing me. Have been a victim since around early 2018. Currently under attack. There's nothing I have done to trigger my harassment today. Getting harassed for no reason, like always. I am a targeted individual. Artificial telepathy is also called synthetic telepathy. Living with remote neural monitoring, 2025. Gang stalking targeted individual, United States Government Department of Defense. Cyber Command, Information Ops Division. 20 BU, Yas Yerian AMNE and OT. Tisakabation Top Secret. /a sesh badad TK / no foreign document ID. Dod -- cyber -2022487 alpha. Date 23 the 20th of January 25. Memorandum for Mr. Jeremy Huffstickler from Major General Sarah Chen, Army Director, Information Warfare Division, United States Cyber Command. Subject: immediate cease and desist, unauthorized disclosure of classified operations. And Mr. Huffstickler, this correspondence serves as formal notification that your recent public disclosures regarding Operation Chimera, Project Looking Glass, and associated transhuman asset tracking TAD protocols constitute a direct violation of multiple federal statutes, including the Espionage Act of 1917, 18 U.S.C. Section 793, and the National Security Act of 1947. Your identification code for said N2 has been flagged for immediate containment protocol. The specific operational details you have disclosed, including, but not limited to, V2K audio deployment methodologies, fiber optic grid targeting systems, consciousness layering procedures, AI, combat program, integration protocols, are accurate and represent a grave breach of national security. Further public dissemination of classified operational parameters will result in immediate asset neutralization under Executive Order 13,611 Consciousness Replacement Protocol activation. You correctly identified this procedure, neighborhood-wide frequency sweep, including your identified collateral targets compliance instructions. Remove all social media content within 72 hours. Submit to mandatory debriefing at your local FBI field office. Discontinue use of Faraday cage materials, interfering with asset tracking. Your cooperation will determine whether your case is processed under willing test subject protocols or combatant disposition procedures. We know you have been monitoring our monitoring of your monitoring capabilities. Corbia, this stops now. God bless the United States of America. Signed, Major General Sarah Chen, Director, Information Warfare Division, United States Cyber Command. On classification: top secret /psi/TK/ no foreign destroy. After reading Burn before viewing this communication, contains information affecting the national defense of the United States within the meaning of 18 U.S.V. 793. Unauthorized disclosure may result in prosecution. Remote neural monitoring, EMF broadcasts, gang stalking, hacking, and being a targeted individual. And I explain how gang stalking works and what they do. And I explain RNM and artificial telepathy. I also explain how to record it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm a targeted individual that's been targeted for a few years, and the attacks on me have got way worse. In being tortured with loud frequency signal sounds that hurts my body, mainly my heart and head. They attack me with direct energy weapons or some sort of attack that starts giving me pains in my chest, near my heart, while they harass me with artificial telepathy, telling me things like I am about to be killed by them, and they're going to give me a heart attack. They say the most messed up, evil things and use scare tactics to try to fill me with fear. They torture me while I'm trying to go to sleep. I am heavily tortured with this technology. They never stop talking and their voice is unblockable. No, I'm not schizophrenic, I promise. They keep saying they're going to kill me. Nobody can help me or other victims just like me. Something needs to be done to stop these twisted-minded people that are using this technology. Artificial telepathy, remote neural monitoring torture, it's just box theology, cube reality. They seek to stuff people into a box, like a dumpster too. They throw people off a cliff. They use terrorism and fear. They control people's emotions and seem to desire to feed off of them in some manner. I think it's from drug use. They have ways to target you when you do things through alcohol. It's all a big ploy. Dominance. Cosmic sinister authorities who use alcohol and narcotics to rule us as a species. Might be people you met on Facebook. How did the government agencies let this get so out of control? There are thousands of us being targeted and terrorized. Domestic terrorists must be in the hundreds of thousands. How will they ever receive consequences? When does this end? Does it end? Or is it till death of all the innocents involved? So many children being exposed, y'all willing to allow all to be killed. I don't call them gang stalkers, but I do call them the Glen Ghoulies. I'm fairly sure it's people that use the dark web, hacking, coding. It's a fairly big network branching out. It's claimed they have access and work with other parts of the dark web, but I'm unsure if they are involved with anyone psychotic or physically dangerous, like Ficking or Clashlers. Clashlers, and I first noticed this in 2022, and it's been ongoing since. I call it dark web harassment, because that's most likely how people find victims or trade information with other Glen Ghoulies. They see everything and hear all of your thoughts. Heart rate direct. Give them good visuals in your head and what you're looking at. Put on a show for them. You're the star of your own show. You write the script, and they also steal ideas and use them for themselves. They call them the Billionaire Boys Club. So anything you think of, they steal and use for themselves. The people are ridiculous. War is at hand, and the perpetrators will have their heads cut off. They started taking my ideas and making movies and selling my products, stealing my ideas and my money. George Sanchez, 4,536 value estimate. Arcatache, 95,521. Michiel Koger, 2109. Old Arcata Bayside, 95,524. Jason Mize, 104 Bluebird, Elling Springville L. Cody Hyde Salisaw, Oklahoma. The Mason Temple in Memphis, TN. Google Neuralink DARPA Do Dusaf. All of this is crimes against humanity.